My name is Adi, and it is my mission to be embodied on planet Earth during the process of what we call planetary ascension. Planetary ascension really is the expansion of the fabric of reality as we know it. All of us will have to fit into an expanded fabric. It is almost like going from the old known to the very expanded galactic unknown. In a way, we are breaking down the walls and seeing much more than we could have possibly ever seen about cosmos and creation. When I travel through the 12 dimensions that I believe we all have access to, then every dimension as you go higher up, if you imagine it as a tower, has more access and easier access to source, to the tree of life and the 12th dimension. The tree of life is not only the Akashic records of the universe, but you can think of the entire fabric of universe as a tree of life. When you think of yin and yang from Taoism, you have the white part with a black dot and the dark part with a white dot, and they are connected and they are one. This is also a symbol for the tree of life. The tree of life has roots where you see the darkness that is necessary to create the light, which is the crown, and the trunk of the tree is the heart, and it has to be open for the energy to flow. So it's a cycle, it's a constant cycle. Everything in nature, everything in creation, whether it is physical or non-physical, has to be part of these cycles. The way to live fully in all dimensions, in all of creation, is to be like the tree of life, to be in complete surrender to this cycle, to the process of being part of the roots, being part of the darkness, and darkness not meaning evil in any way. Evil and darkness are not the same. Darkness is essential for creation. It is the process of destruction in a way. So you have the Trinity in the tree of life. The roots bring nourishment to the trunk, that is the heart. That's also the middle 0 point, Christ consciousness, to blossom, to have all the leaves to bear fruit. And each one of us is part of the tree of life. We become the fruit on the tree of life. And when our seeds are ripe and ready, we continue the cycle of creation as givers of seeds to create new trees of life. Key to all of creation and to existence is surrender to the flow. Surrender to the flow of life force. Life force is really what Taoism calls the Tao. The Tao is life force. You can think of life force as Divine Mother if you want to think of Divine Mother as a being that uses life force to create realities and to nourish them and to make all realities nourished and sustained by life force. As you know, what happened on planet Earth is that we were cut off from life force. Not completely, obviously we still exist and are alive, but in a way, instead of receiving the fullness of life source, which would be source rainbow light, we probably receive just a small trickle. And that's because humans came up with a way to use life force incorrectly. And instead of creating the expansion of creation, which would be creating more perfection, more beauty, more harmony, more peace, more color, more nature, then we started to miscreate and we started to create suffering, disease, death as we know it, distraction and so on. You know the story. But we coming to this end where we will have a reality reset to prepare for this reset so that we can again be children of rainbow light, fully open to source energy that comes to us not only from source but also from our own planet, Mother Earth. We need to again surrender. Surrender is a very important step. Not only is it the way to be, but it's also a very important state of being in which we become empty vessels. So just like Native Americans say, we need to become a hollow bone. We need to become an empty grail. When we become nothing and we are willing to experience the state of nothingness, we experience miracles, because what gets out of the way is our human lower, let's say, mind, where we just have memories that usually don't serve us. We can completely let go of any identities and become nothingness, to become free. We are that way liberating not only ourselves, but we liberate Mother Earth and land from all that misused energy that humans incorrectly distorted. This way we experience planetary liberation. Mother Earth often tells me that she has been really preparing herself for liberation through crop circles. So she showed me crop circles, especially now in 2020, that were showing her own liberation codes. So she herself is going through the liberation, and we are the species on top of her, and we better be prepared. And I'm saying better not as a warning, but just to have, a smooth flow. The energy that will start flowing, you want to be an empty vessel to receive it fully. The only way to be an empty vessel is also to have a fully open, childlike, innocent heart that is not burdened by memories of past lives that have emotional attachment or any miscreated energies. The more we can empty our being and truly become like nothing, nothingness, just like in Taoism, just be completely free, be empty, and have no stories, no opinions, no judgment. We don't have to be scared to let go of these identities. We don't have to be scared to let go of knowledge that we accumulated. Usually all that we have in terms of our ideas about the world are not really useful. The world as we know it, this big cosmic creation, is like a game, and the game has a structure, it's coded. Our purpose is not to discover the coding of the game, even though that's really fun. Our purpose is to fall in love with the game of life and to see love as the fabric of reality in all that is, and to really enjoy this game, to participate consciously in a way that we love the game, we feel joy for the game, and we understand that we receive source light, and so the more we open up to it, the more bliss and ecstasy we feel, and the more we can co-create this cosmic expansion. Before December 21st, and I'm not just gonna say 2020, let's always be empty vessels. Let's be joyful. Let's be wise. True joy, true love, true ecstasy, true bliss comes from deep wisdom. So when we look at the deeply wise beings, they often have infinite sense of humor and laughter. And so let us be like that. We can let go of our need to understand the mystery as long as we understand the flow, the in and out, the breath of cosmos, the breath of planet Earth, and the breath of our own bodies. This is also a time to truly become one with our physicality and to allow this physicality to guide us, because our body is a guide in the physical world. It deserves to be honored. It is part of Divine Mother's creation, and breath is the most magical tool we have. It truly is a mystical, esoteric secret to our own enlightenment. So in and out, breathe in, breathe out, and just be.